Hello, hello, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Collective Pure Conversations.
Give everyone a couple of minutes to kind of come on in. I know just myself, I was getting off from my session, so I was running here.
Thank you for joining us this evening. As everyone comes in, I'm trying to let everyone in one at a time. It is 6:15. This will run at roughly about 30 to 40 minutes.
Susan just texted me and said it's saying that the link is broken.
Can we send it to her?
I am going to send it to her right now.
Thank you.
I wonder if it's happening for anybody else.
What do you think about my background, Luisa?
Oh, it looks so good, so peaceful.
It doesn't? I can just climb through the window, right?
I feel like I'm in Florida.
Absolutely. To be there right now.
I like this moment too. This moment right here, though.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you hear the music?
Our first collaboration. I don't hear the music.
You don't hear the music. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to cue the slides. Susan is in. I just admitted her to the workshop. Hi, Susan.
Susan.
Hi, Jen, Kiva, Iman, and the character 3. Welcome this evening to Collective Cure Conversations, the first of many. This is a monthly platform to discuss health and wellness, take a deep dive into each topic that we that's of the month, and this month is of January is wellness, focused on mental wellness. So thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to pull up my slides here so we can get started.
Yes, I'm so excited for this. And again, we want this to be a conversation. So if anybody wants to input, there is a raise your hand button. So we encourage that, use your raise your hand button, be muted until your turn. So that way we can have a positive flowing conversation between everybody. And we were really interested in hearing people's input. So whether it's the chat box or unmuting yourself, this is the space to do so.
Yes, as Luisa said, this is a interactive landscape that we were hoping for our workshops. We want definitely throw in your input, your experiences, all that is rich and may help someone else here as well. Feel free to share these with any cohorts, any coworkers, employees, friends that may need this community. All right, Luisa, we're popping to the next slide. All right. What is Collective Cure Conversations? Luisa, why don't you kick that off for us?
What is Collective Cure Conversations? Well, this is a platform that we've kind of envisioned and wanted to create, just where we can talk about different topics and go through different stigmas and ask questions and really try to bring both of our understandings of holistic health together, so that, and more awareness to people, just having these conversations, seeing what it is. It's supposed to be fun and like I said, interactive and light, and a simple way for us to focus on our health and be mindful. And these are the small steps of taking care of, or just participating in the call, just taking the time out of your busy day. Like there's so many other things you can be doing right now, but for you to take the time out to think about what mental wellness is, that's amazing. And just I'm so happy that everybody's here and that we're doing this. So Collective Cure Conversations is a very special thing for me. I think it's something it's very special to the both of us. We've been talking about how leading up to this, how monumental it has been, and it's kind of like a dream come true. So it's a little gift, I think.
Absolutely. Thank you, Luisa. I should share that we have a little disclaimer here, and I'll read it real quickly. So the information shared in the Collective Cure Conversations, including but not limited to text, graphics, images, or any other material that's contained in these slides in this workshop or for informational purposes only. No material presented today is intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment, and before undertaking a new healthcare regimen. And never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of information shared, heard, or discussed in these conversations. Okay, does anyone have any questions there?
Yeah, and that's just to say again, it's just if you want to ask questions here and then take it back to your physicians, like that's where this is at. Just like, hey, would this be something that is good for me and my health? And I think everybody knows their body, so just everybody being mindful of that.
All right. Okay. All right, so we put together a fun slide. This is slide A. In the chat, or if you want to throw up an emoji, please share what feelings are coming up for you when you when you look at this slide. What feelings are coming up? Just one word answers are fine. Just throw them in the chat or throw an emoji up. Give it a minute here.
Yes, overwhelmed, busy. For me, chaos, a little pressure in my chest.
Oh, look at that emoji with 2 X's. Oh, I love the lady running around the desk. Oh, wow. For me, also mad chaos. I'm heightened, anxiousness. Believe it or not, some people cope this way. This is some people's everyday.
Yeah, this could be a version of the stress of the modern world, and imagine how what this is doing to our nervous system, to our organs, to our mental health, if this is how we're operating on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anyone else? Anyone else want to drop in? Don't hesitate to double up on your answers. Anything else that's coming up for you?
We're a little shy tonight.
Perhaps it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Someone's emojis, their head is blown off. Wow. Okay. Absolutely. Frenzied and anxious. Share the same sentiments. Okay. All right. Then we're going to move on to the next slide. And please do the same. Please drop in the chat or throw up some emojis on how the next slide, what feelings are coming up for you there. Thanks for being patient with me tonight. My clicker is a little slow to the punch there.
Definitely feeling peaceful just looking at that.
Mm-hmm. Different energy than on slide A. Mine's put up a beachside. I like that. One of my favorites. Yep. Jen offered calm, caring, and zen. I see some yogi positions, namaste, if you will.
Yeah. Grounded, zen, yeah, relaxed. I think these two, for me, what's coming up right now, these two slides are a very example of kind of what our nervous system, the two sides of our nervous systems look like. So we have the side that deals with fear, flight, which is the first one where we're kind of chaotic, our adrenaline is pumping, we're trying to get stuff done. And then this is our parasympathetic side, which is our calm and restore and repair. And so it's like, this is where we want to be. We want to get on this side of the nervous system because that's when your body can then get to homeostasis and repair by itself.
I agree, Luisa. I also, there was a time in my life also, if I may share, that I didn't see that this slide B was conceivable. All I knew was slide A. So for some might be questioning, how can I schedule this in my day? Could this look like? Or I don't have time, I'm too busy. Those are all some things that may also come up. All right. All right, what is mental health? The Global Wellness Institute, defines mental wellness as an internal resource that helps us think, feel, connect, and function. It's an active process that helps us to build resilience, grow, and to flourish. Now, it's often conceivable that many confuse mental health with mental wellness, but they are not one and the same. There are some differences. So mental health versus mental wellness. So health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and is not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Wellness is an active process through which people become aware of and make choices toward a more successful existence. Does anyone confuse mental health with mental wellness?
Feel like health is like the noun, and then wellness is like the verb, like the motion of
The
it. That's the
doing,
way mind is being.
yeah. All right.
Mm.
So some of us may be able to relate to or may have seen this before as the wellness wheel, right? Or the well-being wheel. You know, the 8 areas, the 8 dimensions, which are interconnected and interwoven, and are important to a well-rounded and balanced lifestyle. All these dimensions should contribute to our quality of life, the life that we live. The well-being wheel can be used as a tool to check in with your wellness, to better understand what is going well and what may be challenging for you. Experts believe that in order to have optimal health and well-being, you should attend to all 8 domains. And these cover financial, social, occupational, environmental, intellectual, spiritual, emotional, and physical. And what's interesting about this wheel is that it covers much of the areas in our lives in which we live. And so liken it to driving a car. If you have a slow leak in a tire, which is one of the wheels, and it begins to deflate, your car will not drive properly. And that could be any areas of life where you're feeling depleted or feeling overexhausted or not giving enough of. So the thought is to try to balance these areas so that you can have an efficiently running, body, mindset, soul set, heart set to kind of, live in a well-balanced, giving enough attention and time to these areas of your life.
And I think that that's as holistic health coaches is what we focus on, is being all of these little areas take a toll on our physical body, on our immune system, on our emotional well-being. So again, just paying attention. It's a balance between all of them, and you see it in a lot of traditional Chinese cultures where they talk about the balance, the yin and the yang, and trying to find it between everything. So I love how in the wellness wheel you can kind of see it, and when we see it physically, we can then kind of graph out where are we spending our energy, because what we're focused on, what we put our energy into, that's what's going to expand. So if you focus about your energy about being in the gym 4 or 5 hours a day, your physical body is going to get really fit, but maybe you're not eating good, so you might not be healthy even though you're physically fit. So it's a great graphic.
Indeed, indeed. Okay. All right. So could you use any of these to improve your existing mental well-being? We've dropped a few in here on both sides to improving and then maintaining your well-being. Some of them being on the left-hand side of the chart, taking 10 to 15-minute breaks, getting up and standing up away, pushing away from closing your laptop, getting outside and getting a 10 to 15-minute walk, walking around the building or getting some fresh air. trying to relax and reduce that stress, being aware of, how you're feeling, how you're doing, and taking an action towards bringing down that distress or that heightened um, feeling. Finding ways to learn and be creative. I have to tell you, I love, love, love to do mindless activities. And I'll be the first one to do adult coloring. I even found this book. I don't know if you can see it with my background, but it's basically like a relaxed color by number booklet. And I'll bring some markers to the beach, or I'll just do some connect the dots. I love crossword puzzles. My mother is a mad Sudoku fan. So you can really disconnect from the everydayness and just really just do a mindless activity that is really enjoyable. What else? Spending time in nature. That's really therapeutic. I call that ecotherapy. I mean, you have the nature and wildlife around you, the beautiful open sky, the little birds whispering and singing in your ear. I mean, what better place? One of my most favorite places to balance. Connecting with others, getting out in social circles, and stimulating, yourself with a new conversation and new connections with new people or existing friends, a spa date, whatever that might look like for you. Looking after your physical health, Luisa covered it, getting out there and going. Some people go to the gym, they have it. I know for me, for one, I schedule my time getting physical health so that it's in my schedule. I don't cancel on myself, all right? Try to improve your sleep, find yourself a nice wind down hour. And that could be setting your timer for a half an hour or hour prior to your bedtime, so you have time to wind down and turn off those blue screens, that phone from scrolling. Use some blackout curtains to make your room nice and dark, turning the temperature down, and easing into that easy sleep, right? I know some people have talked about using white noise to kind of disconnect from the day and just have that white noise in the background so they can settle into a nice, deep REM state, right? Two more we have. I put this in here. Identifying your energy boosters and your energy drains. Some of us, we kind of know what motivates us and kind of picks us up. And then some of us are not keenly aware. I've actually written them down, what gives me, motivation and life makes me smile, and things that people, places, or things that drain my energy. And some people call them energy vampires. They could be people, places, or things. And some of them can be both boosts and drains at the same time. I see a thumbs up. Thanks, Coach Kiva. She resonates with that. So being able to identify those people, places, or things that that energize you or just deplete you, and maybe being aware, maybe putting some boundaries around some of those energy drains so that you can conserve your energy, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Okay. And lastly, take advantage of employee health and well-being resources. Some companies have great
Can you get the
EAP
gate down the hall for me and close the door?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, Susan.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
You're welcome. You're doing great.
Thank you. Jump in at any time. I was just talking about the employee. For example, my husband works for Verizon, and his benefits are fantastic. When I say fantastic, I literally have a health coach, and I'm a health and wellness coach myself, but I have a health coach through his company, through his EAP health and well-being a department that's available to spouses. So I have a health and wellness coach that calls and asks me if I'm doing okay. And that is so awesome to have someone dedicated to check on Coach Christine, because sometimes I need to be checked on, even as a health. I'm checking on my clients, but to have someone checking on me is fantastic, primarily because we get so wrapped up in our work days and taking care of other people, primarily caregivers and people who take care of other people, children, things of that nature get depleted. And at the end of the day, there's nothing left. And we sometimes forget to schedule ourselves in or to prioritize ourselves. That comes up a lot. I hear that quite a bit. So take advantage of, check with if you have an employer who has a EAP program, wellness department, a lot of them have little challenges going on. They give you little fitness trackers. Jump into those. It really is a way to break up the monotony of that busy work life. Luisa, do you want to jump in and tackle maintaining your well-being?
Well, for me, the improving your mental well-being, like all of these things have such an impact on your body. So like when we take 10 to 15-minute breaks, that ties into, we have rhythms in our body. Like we have the circadian rhythm, which is why people suggest you get up with the sun and you go down and you wear the blue light glasses, because the blue light prevents the chemicals in your bodies to produce that make it known that it's nighttime. So taking 10 to 15, we have a rhythm in our body and we have energy for 2 hours and then we kind of peak. So it's recommended to take 10-minute breaks doing something mindless like you were talking about, or you're coloring. And it's not necessarily scrolling, because scrolling, again, that can activate triggers in your body. You want to do something like washing the dishes, something that's folding the laundry, like playing with your dog, like all of it. When you play with your dog, that regulates your nervous system. Like all of these little things, when you relax, like breath work or meditation or anything that you're slowing down your breathing, you activate the vagus nerve in the body, which is the nervous system side that we want to be on. You were talking about going out in nature. When we're out in nature and you hear birds chirping, birds only chirp if there aren't predators in the area. And we're so connected to nature that your brain knows that immediately and goes into the safe side of the nervous system, because it knows, oh, there's no predators. I'm good to go. I can relax. I don't need defenses to be up right now. So that's why being in nature could be so powerful. When you go to the gym, you release endorphins in your body. So it's like all of these things have such a big impact on your body that, again, when you're why would I do that? For me, that was something that really helped me. Like, again, like it's necessarily not that I go ground because I like it, or even when it's cold, I do it because I know the benefits. And that, for me, in my mind, helps me knowing why I'm doing, the purpose behind the action. And then I'll get into the mental well-being. Get regular exercise, just 30 minutes of walking. Again, if you're intentionally saying, I'm walking for my health, for my body, I'm walking because I love myself, that is so the equivalent of you going to the gym and hard. It's what you really put your intention on. Eating healthy, regular meals, just whole ingredients. If you can reduce processed meals, refined sugars, and just stick to whole ingredients, stay hydrated. In the winter time, our body doesn't tell us when we're dehydrated, like in the summertime. In the summer, we get so thirsty, but in the wintertime, a lot of us get dehydrated. And I think I was reading a study this morning. It was like, if you wake up and your body's dehydrated, your brain is dehydrated when you wake up because you haven't had water for 7 hours. And even just 2% dehydration in the brain can cause like fogginess in the brain. So it's like, be hydrated. That those things are so important. Relaxing, setting goals, achieving them, having a practice of gratitude, cultivating emotions of positivity, connecting with people who you feel love and accepted to, just community support, and just, again, scheduling these times into your schedule. And this is being mindful of your mental health.
Great. It's great. A great list to pull from. Definitely. Okay. We also wanted to mention seasonal anxiety disorder. It's a mood disorder characterized by depression that occurs at the same time every year. Seasonal affective disorder occurs in climates where there is less sunlight at certain times of the year. And friends, this is very common, and it can happen to anyone. More than 3 million US cases per year. And it's treatable by a medical professional, usually self-diagnosable, and can resolve itself within months. Lab tests or imaging not required for this. But I do find, for myself, I know I try to get as much sunlight as I can, and sometimes I have to jet off out of the cold weather and get to the islands just to get some proper sunlight and remember, that my body needs to move, and whatever it takes. But a lack of sunlight can affect your moods.
That's something when I first moved to Virginia, I definitely noticed being in Florida for 7 years. I grew up in New York City, lived in Florida for 7 years. When I came here, it was the winter time and like January, I was like, I was getting up at 5 in the morning. I was doing all these things. And then when I moved here, it became a lot more difficult. And then I realized that again, I'm not getting as much sun and the cold, it was making it a lot more challenging to do the things that I had been doing. So finding ways to increase my supplements or foods, anything that I can do. When I did see the sun, I would try to get out as much as I can to do the natural absorption.
Yes. Seasonal depression can be treated and it can affect anyone. Okay, so just be very mindful of your symptoms. If you feel like your routine is off or something's off, just give yourself a self-check to see where you are and what it is that you need, right? So some signs and symptoms of SAD may be feeling listless, sad, or down most of the day, nearly every day. Losing interest in activities you once enjoyed, your energy levels have gone down. You're feeling sluggish. Inconsistent sleeping patterns, having problems with sleeping maybe too much, experiencing carbohydrate cravings, which is common around the holidays into the winter season where there's hibernation going on, grazing, overeating, weight gain, very common. Having difficulty concentrating, maybe some brain fogginess from lack of sleep. Feeling hopeless, worthless, or guilty, having thoughts of not wanting to live. And at this point, you do want to, if you're noticing that those are thoughts that you're having, to definitely reach out to your doctor. It's normal to have some days when you feel down, but when that's consistently, you're consistently feeling that way over a period of time, and you're not motivated, you can't get motivated to do the things you once enjoyed, definitely reach out to your healthcare provider. Um, again, sleep patterns, appetite changing, turning to substances, alcohol, for comfort or relaxation, prescription drugs, things like that, pills when you feel hopeless or think about ending your life, definitely reach out to a healthcare professional in those circumstances. Well-being can't wait, people. It cannot wait. It is something we want to be aware of, something we want to recognize when we're feeling good, if we're feeling okay, and if we're not feeling okay, what is it that we can do? We talked earlier about mental wellness, taking an action, being aware, doing something to lift your mood. I liked this because it can't wait. It is becoming more and more mental wellness, mental health are things that we want to be aware of. We want to check in on ourselves, our family members, our friends, our loved ones, our coworkers even, to see if they're okay. I mean, those are things that we want to have those self-checks and be aware of so that we know how to, ask for help. There's no crime in asking for help or reaching out for, your medical professional for an evaluation if you feel like your symptoms are off or something you're not used to experiencing. What is one action that you can do this week to support your well-being? What's something new that you can do? Would that be spending time in nature or doing a mindless activity? Put in the chat what's one action that you can commit to doing this week to support your well-being.
For me, I think this week I'm going to start doing affirmations more regularly. That's what I can do for my well-being.
Thank you.
Meditate.
I think definitely going for a walk. It's like the most simple and helpful thing you can do, and it's so like easy. You can just walk outside your house and just go around the neighborhood just to take a break from work or school or whatever it might be.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm with you, Iman, on that one. I sometimes get I also get kind of plugged into my laptop, and this time I just need to kind of push away, close it, and get out in the fresh air and walk around the lake in my neighborhood. That's a
Yeah,
good.
I need to do that more,
Mm,
definitely.
absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
Jen
I'm
said,
currently on a walk right now with my dog as I'm listening.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Walking a dog, walking pets is great. I know a lot of uh, owners of pets, and they just love their dogs, and that's one of their favorite pastimes as well.
Jen said in the chat, I just got a 365 days of mindfulness prompts journal. I've been waiting to add some journaling practice in my morning meditation time. Ooh, I've been doing one on my phone. That's one of my habits too. I wanted to start writing more, and
Mm.
sometimes physical writing has not been work. So I got a little app on my phone, and it has a daily prompt in there. I just answer it. That's the goal for right now. Just answering it once a day.
Very
And I think that's
good.
what's important is finding what works for us and what feels good, and it feels light, and just
Mhm.
making sure that whatever you can, you're the one that's deciding it. Just if you make it something that you like, that you enjoy.
You'll keep doing it. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Thank you. Those are all great, great ideas that we
How about
can.
you, Christine? What are you committing to?
I'm sorry, me?
Yeah.
I jumped on Iman's boat. I'm gonna get out and walk around my lake. I love being outside, and I know that the weather has changed, but sometimes I need to just sometimes we don't get the sunlight that I desire, but I just need to get out anyway and not worry about that. So I definitely want to push away, schedule time into my calendar after lunch to walk at least for 10, 15 minutes, put my earbuds in my ear and just my AirPods in my ear and just take a walk around the lake. There's beautiful view of the birds and the geese and all that. I just want to get out there and get some fresh air. It's something I've been really needing to do to amp up my physical routine.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For anyone that's interested, I use this Balance app for meditation. It also has a couple like 10-day daily meditations, for example, for improving sleep and things of that, focus, productivity. And it's a free year. So I'm just throwing it in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, please do. It's called the Balance app.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. The Balance app.
It's in the
Okay, I've
link
never
is
heard
in
of
the
it.
chat.
Definitely
Thank
will
you
check it
so
out
much. I'm like downloading it, copying it right now.
right now.
Yeah, I ended up paying for the lifetime